to my lovely studio. So I just spent basically the better part of an hour trying to get this to work, and it doesn't work the way it's supposed to, because I don't even know, like, basically I have all this equipment that I don't really know how to use, that my husband's like, oh, it's easy, it's really easy. And no, it's not easy. It's not really easy at all. So, oh my God, I'm like, I got the screen cranking, as you see. I have my lovely silver throne, which is going to be ironic for the conversation that we're about to have on this general vlog. But I just need to get this off my chest because I got to get the other equipment that I have working and functioning properly, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Right now, the situation that I have set up to film this is mad sketchy. It's mad damn sketchy up right now. So let me take a couple deep breaths in. I would grab my water, but that would require me to pause, get up, mess with my janky, sketchy ass setup I have in front of me, and then to grab my water. So we're just gonna be waterless for this. But let me take a couple deep breaths in. And again. And I think one more time. Okay. So, yes, welcome to my studio. And on this weird fucking general vlog, I really wanted to, it's a topic I'm kind of nervous to cover, but because it covers racism and biracial relationships, it just tugs at me that I'm like, damn, Achan, you're going to have to talk about this because you can't just keep it in you. So apparently, and I'm not one of these people, let me stay up front, I am not one of these people that is all enthralled with the British royal family. I actually don't really care. Probably because I was within the generation that saw what happened to Princess Diana and is still grossly disgusted by it. So, and I wasn't even in the situation. I just was like, alive and stuff when that happened. So I can only imagine the people who were in the situation, how they feel about it. But it's just so fucked up. So I'm not like a royal watcher, as they call them. I'm usually, I don't care, but the interview with Oprah Winfrey on, I want to say it was on Sunday, was just so like, well, damn. I'm like, well, damn. So let's kind of sort of talk about it. So basically, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry gave an interview stating reasons why they left the royal family, because, and in all fairness, this was my thought process way before this interview even went down. I was thinking, okay, Harry literally watched his mother get fucking like completely destroyed, literally and figuratively, by the paparazzi press, by the tabloid media. They literally destroyed that poor lady. She just was trying to live her best life the best she could, and I'm sorry, for me, the paparazzi will always have blood on their hands. I don't want to hear any other situation was going down. I don't want to hear about X, Y, and Z happened and blah, blah, blah happened. For me, they are responsible, the sole bearers of their whole situation, and they have blood on their hands. So I figured because that had happened to his mom and he had to deal with all of that stuff, that he probably was like, I never want to see another person that I love destroyed in that way. So that was why they opted to be like, deuces. So I was like, I can't blame him. So, and there was all this speculation essentially on the British side of the world that, oh, it's all her fault. That basically he has no mind of his own. That basically, I guess she has him so pussy whipped that he's just going to go along with whatever. And it's just like, y'all, he's a grown fucking adult. He was capable of, I'm sure, very capable of making choices that are best for him and his family. So why don't y'all step the fuck off? That was what my thought process was, but I ain't nobody. Nobody fucking listens to Achan. So I was like, I don't care. So whatever. That's why I thought they left. Turns out it was in that direction, but spiralingly more spectacularly bad. So basically, it boiled down to she was not getting the support that she needed from basically, I guess, the handlers of the royal family, because I'm sure like you didn't need like a detailed outline to tell me that like pretty much you have your very public face, your very public persona, and then X, Y, and Z goes down quietly behind the curtain. I kind of figured that, but you know, I kind of figured like, okay, well, once you marry somebody, even if they don't necessarily like you or whatever the case may be, you just kind of deal because your family member is in love with that person and you want to do the best to at least support them. I'm not saying you got to be all like buddy buddy chummy chummy, like let's go to the club and whatever, but at a low, just some, I don't know, basic fucking dignity to people. But apparently that was a little too difficult for people to muster, so they just treated this poor lady, Meghan Markle, like abject trash. Now, I know for a fact, I think it was BuzzFeed that called out the British tabloid media on covering Meghan Markle versus covering, I want to say Kate Winslet. That is not that lady's name. I'm thinking Kate Blanchett. I got every fucking Kate in the world in my head right now, other than Middleton. Thank you, Kate Middleton. I had to filter through all of like Kate Blanchett, Kate somebody else. I don't know, but BuzzFeed had pretty much called out the differences. And this was like at least 2 fucking years ago. I was like, okay, yeah, this is kind of gross. That the British tabloids were pretty much like it was something about, oh, Kate Middleton's eating avocados during her pregnancy and she's being so health conscious. But then when it came to Meghan Markle, oh, she's supporting blood avocados. She's pretty much chummy with the cartel. But in that Britishy accent, you think, oh, she's with the cartels and she's working with the drug cartels and eating avocados. Do you see how awful this is? And it's just like, for real though, you that next level fucking petty? Okay, I got it. Gotcha. So, yeah, BuzzFeed had been it was either a BuzzFeed or Huffington Post, one of the two. HuffPo. One of the two had called that out, and I was like, yeah, it's probably steeped in some kind of racism, but again, don't nobody fucking listen to Achan because I ain't shit. So, I was like, whatever. So then this interview comes out, and basically it was pretty much that. It was just like the glaring, like obvious racial differences, like that still pervasive gross ideology of because you're black, or even in Meghan Markle's case biracial, you're still a little bit black, so you're still always going to be a lot of bit wrong. And I was having this conversation with my husband today, and I was like, for the obvious reasons, I don't understand racism. And it's not just the obvious fucking reasons I don't understand racism. Even before, when I was a little kid, I was like, I don't understand why people don't like other people. And it's just always been a sticking point to me because it just seemed rather fucking stupid. And with the advent of the internet and the fact that you can pick up a phone, a literal fucking phone in your hand, and look at and see other people from other cultures, and not just see them, you can actually, I don't know, go on somebody's Instagram page from like, I don't know, like Hong Kong and interact with them. You could meet somebody from, I don't know, Sri Lanka and interact with somebody from Sri Lanka. You can meet anybody as long as they have a fucking internet connection to broaden your worldview, but still humanity clings to these ancient fucking stupid ass ideas of, oh, well, these people are black, or these people are brown, or these people worship a different religion than me, so it's some kind of weird and wrong. Can you buy a fucking vow at this point, humanity? It's not that fucking deep. It's like we're all the same human beings. We all have the same DNA strands. Get the fuck over yourselves with these dumb fucking antiquated and imperialistic bullshit ideals that have been thoroughly debunked for eons now. So that's always been like a sticking point with me. I don't get the whole racist ideology, especially. It's like, get the fuck over yourself. It is 2020 fucking one. We have every ounce of technology in our hands to like get it the fuck together. Get it the fuck together. And my husband is like, no, because if you keep people divided, then you can conquer them. Like, divide and conquer and tra-la-la. It's like, yeah, I get it, but it's still fucking stupid. And it'll never not be stupid. And for the umpteenth time, and I always say this to myself, just because it's not your culture doesn't not make it a culture. And it's just all this old ass imperialistic shit that just pisses me off. And it's just like, okay, I can't. My brain starts getting all fucked up, and I'm like, I can't do this, so fuck this. So yeah. So I could, and the thing is with the British royal family, again, I could see where it would be problematic because this is a family that's been around for literally thousands of years. And minus that, like, it was like a 2 to 5 year stint where they actually had no monarchy in England, and I guess, and then they were like, yeah, I miss kind of having a monarchy. Like, somebody else was like, yeah, we want to bring them back, and they were like, yeah. So, but this is a family that's pretty much not dated outside of the royal bloodline ever, and this is like a new thing for them. And I'm not trying to justify being racist, but it's like it tracks. These are people that are like not used to dating outside of the family, so it's kind of like, well, what's gonna happen? Because we don't know. We've all been dating our cousins, basically. I hate to put it like that, but yes, that's what it's been doing. So I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. It doesn't make it right, but I still understand how we got to this point in the room. So it's just like, oh God, here we go. So yeah, and then the conversation of, well, what's the kid gonna look like? Like, what's his skin tone gonna be? Why is that a fucking, even like a talking point in a conversation? Like, you have to have brass fucking balls to walk up to anybody in an interracial relationship and be like, well, what skin tone is your kid gonna have? Because, like, inquiring minds want to know. Does it fucking matter? Like, they're still our child. We still love them, and like, they're a part of our family. And if you don't like it, I don't fucking know what to motherfucking tell you. Why don't you just walk the fuck off and mind your own goddamn business? That is just, and this is, and again, I am one half of interracial marriage. So, but I know my in-laws would not come up to me with that level of fuckery. They would just not do it. It would not. One of the things I am super grateful for, my husband is half Cuban on his father's side. He's Cuban on his father's side. One of the things I'm grateful for is when I was introduced to his father's side of the family, I was like, I don't know what the fuck to expect. I don't know what's going to happen. And then when I met them, they fucking welcomed me with open arms. And it was not a problem. It wasn't a talking point. It wasn't a problem. It wasn't anything. It was just, oh, hey, welcome to our family. And it was just real nice. And because I was scared as hell. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen here. It might be bad. Just be prepared for whatever. It wasn't prepared for anything bad. It was just prepared for whatever. So, and again, no fuckery, no ridiculousness, just open arms and like, welcome to our family. And that's honestly what should have been done here. It's like, y'all are supposed to be all diplomatic and have all these good relations with people, but then you have this undertone of racism. And I know, like, the old-timey people, not the old-timey, but the older people in England, when they saw this interview, were like, no, there's no racism. It probably is. Just because, well, they've never said anything racist. It's just because you don't say, again, your public face doesn't say racially charged or racially egregious things doesn't mean that in behind the scenes there's not all this like grossness of racism and this baseline of just gross racist like thinking. So that is just so majorly fucked up. I don't know what I would have did if I was just like, knowing the personality I am, I'd have probably lost my shit, and then that would have been all over the table. It's like, look at this American bitch. She's just yelling at everybody. Oh my God. And it's just like, yes, I did. I just yelled at everybody because that was goddamn ridiculous, and nobody should have had to put up with that. No one should have to put up with that kind of crap. So, it's just so sad. It's like, again, 2021, and we still can't get it the fuck together as a species. It's just like, oh my God, I can't. I would be so appalled with somebody. And here's the thing. It's like, a child that's from a biracial parent can come out looking like anybody. And it's actually kind of really fun and cool. But it could go either way, because I'll give you an example. My great-grandmother married, apparently, on my mom's side, married a man apparently who was really, 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 as they say in the black community, passing. So, and I understand why she did this. My great-grandmother and my grandmother lived in the very segregated, very fucking southern South. My grandmother was born in Albany, Georgia, and I can only imagine Albany, Georgia in 1929, how much of a goddamn train wreck that was. So, I get it. I completely understand what she was trying to do. Basically, she was trying to like wash out the chocolateness and try to make it so, because you want your children to have a better life than you do. But that's not how genetics work. And my grandmother ended up a little bit on the darker side. So, and that's just what happens. My dad's side of the family, as I think I've said a couple times, it's like looking at the color chart at the makeup counter. It was like people from very, very dark skin to super duper fucking light skin. And it was weird when we went to my grandmother's funeral, because it was just, it was literally like looking at a color wheel at a makeup counter. It was like, what the fuck happened? What is going on? Who are all these people? And they were all relatives. So if I have a child with my husband, that's a toss-up. That kid could look like anybody. That is a hard, mad toss-up. It would be nice and chocolatey like me, or it could be very like white-looking like my husband. It's a crapshoot. And that goes for any biracial child. But within that, you got to be comfortable with, okay, this is who our family is. Our family is really diverse now, which should be something to be applauded, and not something to be like, oh my God, my monocle, I can't take this. It's just, oh, it's too much. Oh, it's just too much for my monocle. So it's something to be applauded. It's like, okay, they're doing others, they're hanging out with other kinds of people. They're not just homogenizing this one like insular family. So just take it and be like, oh, fucking real, that's like our family. Come on. I'm not saying you gotta be all American with this shit. Be like, come on down, motherfucker. Like, in your own, like, British kind of way. And like, oh, come on in. Let's have some, I don't know what people have in England. And I don't want to say tea, because that's just so stereotypical. But they come on, let's have a pint and let's chat. And just, I don't know, be chill. I think a lot of this comes from, and the complaint was that, like, well, why did they feel the need to come out with this interview and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, probably because they didn't feel, like, heard any other kind of way. It seemed like from what the clips, because I can't watch the damn, I've been trying to find it. I can't watch it nowhere because I live in Germany and they're not talking about this shit here. They're like, we got other real ass problems, motherfucker. I don't give a shit about this. And I respect that. So yeah, so basically they're like, no, we got some real fucking situations here. We ain't got time for this. This is frivolity. Fuck this. So I'm not mad at you, Germany, for that. Keep on being you, y'all. But I think the reason they came out with this interview that I can't watch, I've been watching clips and it's just like, well, damn, is they just did not feel like they were being heard by the people that mattered. Like, this was like their last ditch attempt to be like, We're having problems here. Please, for the love of God, listen to us. Because in all seriousness, this shit isn't good. You had the poor Meghan Markle lady distraught to the point of thinking about ending her life. That's not a good place to be. So that's not good. You have people ostracized from family members because other people are like behind the scenes directing stuff, and then you have hard opinions. I think a lot of this is just that and I will never understand this as an American, that keep calm, carry on, and stiff upper lip. I don't understand it because Americans have emotional outbursts quite frequently. And good, bad, or indifferent, it's just how Americans are. If we have something on our chest, we're usually not the ones to sit there and just be like, I'm gonna suck it up and be quiet. And no, because Americans are loud and obnoxious. There, I fucking said it, and it's true. Americans are loud and obnoxious. So, but British people are not loud and obnoxious. Although that's not exactly true. Because I used to have this vision of people from England being really kind of reserved and I'm not gonna lie, like kind of like our better cousins. And basically, when we first got to Germany 2 years ago, when we came for that month, we were at the cell phone store to get a hotspot, and the couple from England came in because they had British accents. They came in, and the lady who was with they were in a couple. The lady was straight yelling at the guy at the cell phone counter, like mad, yelling at him because something about they wanted a SIM card, but they couldn't get a new SIM card because their plan didn't allow for a SIM card, some shit. And she was melting the fuck down. Like, she was mad and getting all haughty and angry and yelling. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, the fuck? I thought if anybody should be in here yelling at anybody, it should be me and my husband. But me and my husband are like the quiet, calm ones, just kind of like trying to deal with what we were dealing with. And then this British lady was going off on this poor cell phone guy. And then at the end of this awful transaction, the guy at the cell phone store told the lady, have a nice day. And she says in her haughtiest British accent, I will not have a nice day. And I was just like, the fuck am I witnessing? Okay, all right. That's fucking weird. And if anybody should have been in here being a Karen, it should have been a couple of Americans. But that was when my disillusionment with the whole British people are chill just kind of died tragically. So I don't know, but yeah, that's kind of how I thought British people were, and it was not true. And I'm still kind of sad about that. But she had an emotional outburst. That was an American style emotional outburst. I am very surprised. I am quite surprised at all of that. But I know some people have been talking like maybe they should do away with the British monarchy. I'm not from that country. I am not going to tell people how to run their shit when basically our country is a fucking flaming bag of garbage right now. So no, man. If you're American, do not talk about dissolving the British royal family, because honestly, leave them people alone. My thought process is leave them people alone with they pay. They got more than enough on their plate to have to deal with than listening to some dumb fucking Americans talking about y'all shouldn't have a king. They tried that and they didn't like it. So leave them alone with their monarchy. So just I just think maybe what needs to be done in this situation is that I hate to be the cheesy like American with this, but you need to sit down with everybody, no handlers, just everybody sit down, have a as they used to say in the mob, have a sit down, air your fucking grievances, and try to work it out the best you can. Because that's the only way some shit is going to get solved, and stop trying to have like this austere, like we have to preserve our image. Because you're still human. You're not a sentient android. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to be confused or scared or whatever they might be feeling. It's fine, but you can't send people to take it out on the people you have a problem with. So you got to do your own dirty work, basically. But you don't need to sit down and talk with no handlers. Just sit down as a family and just be like, what can we do to make this better for everybody? Cause right the fuck now, this is real bad. Like everybody keeps saying it was a bombshell. It was a bombshell. I'm like, yeah, they threw a grenade in a tea party. That wasn't nice. But again, it was done because nobody was feeling heard, and this was a last ditch attempt to be like, can you kind of listen to what we're saying? Cause it's kind of fucked up that we're feeling, and nobody's paying attention to how we feel, and they just constantly make us come out to be the bad guy. And I'm sorry, for the older people in the UK, they are going to be the bad guy because they're used to things being a certain way. And they're younger people, and younger people are like, fuck that. So that's that huge, wide-ass generational divide people be having. But I don't know. It was fucked up, and it really made me think as a person that's one half of an interracial marriage, like, how grateful I am that my husband's family, and my family, they love my husband. They love Jose. They're like, yay, because it was, trust me, they were looking at me like I was never the one to pick a good, like, person to marry. Like, I was that chick. I was that bitch 100%. So when I married Jose, they were like, oh, thank God. So, yes, I know. I was that bitch that everybody's like, I don't know about Ashan. She kind of be fucking up. And I was fucking up. I ain't gonna lie. But they love Jose, and Jose's family loves me. And I'm so damn grateful. There is no side piece drama. So, I don't know if any of this made sense. I don't fucking know if I'm gonna post this. But I do know that is all the fuck I have for right now. And I hope y'all appreciate this setup, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I gotta sit with my husband to try to figure out why my equipment ain't working, and I have to jury rig some nonsense together to get this to or to get this to record. But this is the studio space. This is where I will be doing video game vlogs from now on, and where I'll be doing Lolita vlogs and expat vlogs, which I haven't done one of them in a minute, but expat vlogs, general vlogs. If I'm in front of the camera, this is, actually I have another background that I'm probably going to use maybe some point for video game vlogs. It just depends on how industrious I'm feeling, but this is the primary setup. So I hope you like my royal fucking background, because this is what you're going to be seeing from now on. So that is all I have, and I will talk to y'all again another time, all right?